So we're just getting ready to start now, guys. Let me just get rid of that on YouTube. There we go. You'll have to excuse me, guys, just recovering from COVID. So, okay, brilliant. So I've still got a bit of a cough and stuff. Okay, right. So I'm going to start today. Just look at the markets, look at SPY really. I made a video, I think last week, somebody asked me about SPY, and this is where we are right now using the Elliott Wave indicator suite. So this year we have had a correction, reasonably deep, but not broken any rules as far as I'm concerned. It's been a corrective correction. So we've had an ABC correction, maybe an ABCD. But right now we found support in the red zone. Okay, so there's still possibility for this to move up. We've not really broken any rules yet. We've still not got false breakout on the bottom on the stochastic there. So this is the weekly chart. Obviously, we've had a great move up, and then this year we've had this correction. But right now I've got the manager on here, so I can actually see the volume and the average volume. We can see the wave 4 was presented to us after a gap down, and the week was actually higher than average volume. It's got that cyan dot above this candle here. Then we gapped up. It was a good solid week, but it was a gray week and it was lower than average volume. So a gray is an up candle, but it's lower volume than that previous candle. Then last week we got a higher high, higher low, but it ended up being negative for the week. And then this week it's very, very, the range is very small so far. We've had some big data today and it's not really done anything. It's not set the world on fire up or down. So we are in this holding pattern right now. For me, are we on the return back to the bullish trend? Not really until SPY gets up above this 420 mark, really. We did pull down. We got a big high volume rejection here, which helped us form a support resistance zone. We tried to get through that recently, failed, and it needs to try again and succeed and close above 420. Then we could say we're on our way up. But right now, everything's still looking pretty weak, and you know, I haven't invested in any stocks this year, put it that way. There are some reasonably good strong stocks that I'm still in, with Visa and quite a few others. Yes, we could get at the lows, but right now we could go even lower. So I personally am just waiting. I want to get SPY above 420, and even if I am a little bit late into some of these stocks, it doesn't matter. Remember, as retail traders, really we're best suited for waiting for those institutional traders to get that train starting to move away from the station and then jumping on once it's got some momentum before it leaves the platform. We cannot get in too early because you don't know if it's the lows. You really don't know. So this is where we are with SPY right now. Any questions on that before I move on? We've had a pretty, I mean, last week was quite a choppy week as far as futures were concerned. But, you know, that's where I am on SPY right now. If no one's got any questions, I will move on. Let's get rid of this. That's on the thinkorswim platform, by the way. I just wanted to touch base on a few indicators right now with oil, really. Oil's behaving pretty good, both on our Autotrader and our manual trading with trading indicators. You know, it's one of the things that's behaving according to different strategies. And I wanted to go through those 3 strategies now. Just to show you where we are with oil. So firstly, bottom right, this is a roller coaster. This is basically on the hourly time frame from the end of June, beginning of July, We've had 3 trades, all winners. So those that want to look at, more swinging oil futures trades over and getting those longer moves, I think the roller coaster is really, really on fire right now with that. We can see this short trade here. The trading stop was taken out at this point here, made quite a few ticks. That did. That first trade made 280 ticks. Next trade was a long, again, the roller coasters, stochastic MACD cross, okay, with steroids. Okay, so it works it all out, and it's looking for that roller coaster motion. But then all of a sudden, like any roller coaster, there's a big dip and there's a big rise, and then there's smaller moves. And this is why we call it the roller coaster. So decent 280 tick move there. The long trading stop was taken out 158 ticks. Is somebody doing the maths here? So we've got 158 plus 283, 158 plus 283, and then this one is still in, okay? This one, the trading stop is at 838 ticks, okay? So who's doing the maths? What did we get there? We're over 1,000. We're about 1,250-ish ticks. 3 trades, 3 winners, first week in July on the roller coaster with oil. You need the balls to actually roll that over. But once the momentum goes, when the roller coaster spots these, they're pretty good probability moves. You can see towards the end of June, there was no real trades. There was one loser, wasn't in the groove. During June, there was actually some really good trades as well. There was only one loser in the last month. But right now, this is in the groove on the hourly time frame. 1,279 ticks in July on oil. That's $12,790 per one contract. Okay, that's not a bad start to July, to the summer. So now we're going to go to more day trading time frames. We're going to look at, on the left, today's range breakout. Okay, it was a little bit twitchy, but it went very, very well. Remember, the range breakout is on the 5-minute. It defines that opening range for the oil pit open. Labeled it in red, so we're only looking for the shorts. We look down on the bias depth heat map, all red. We've got signal, we've got confirmation, entry, a couple of ticks below, and we use the manager now to manage the trade. When we're using the manager on the range breakout, we use it on day trading aggressive. You can see the options here, because this is a breakout. It's a quick move and we got to go. Okay, so if you've got those longer term trades running on one account, you've made whatever, you've made $12,000, whatever it is. But today, this trade got taken out when the ribbon turned green. Remember, that's 4 candles in advance. You can see here at the moment it's in advance of this current candle. So we count 4 candles back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Close. It's not a bad trade. 261 ticks today. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. A little later than this, just as confirmation, really. xBrat algo got a 6-star sell signal at this point here and had a really great move down as well. People will ask me, well, why didn't you take the 4-star buy? Look at the bias depth heat map. Only 3 time frames out of 6 above this current time frame are green. 2 are neutral, 1 is red. The bias depth heat map is extremely important to give us those trade confirmations. Okay, stuff on YouTube. Yes, it was on the 3 minutes. You took the xBrat on the 3 minute. Okay, yeah, there it is. There's the trade on the 3 minute time frame. Your entry should have been around about 99.29. Okay, after that, so a couple of ticks below that short, and you should have got out around about, use it. I hope you use the manager stealth. 1, 2, 3, 4 ticks. So you should have got out about 96.10. Okay. So that's the sort of thing you should be looking at, stealth there. He's on YouTube. 317 ticks, that trade you should have got there today. So great trading, good use of the xBrat algo. Don't forget, make sure you've got that confirmation from the buyer step heat map, which you did. And then obviously we have got the manager set on aggressive because it's on the 3-minute. Perfect. Excellent. Well done. So we're not just streaming on Zoom, we're on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter as well at the same time. It's Pedro. Sorry. Yes. Pedro is on the Discord group. Not seen you on the Discord group for a while, Pedro. You good when you post your trades. So again, I made a video the other day on Forex as well, and it was called No Excuses, purely because we have 6 signal xBrat indicators for different types of markets, and there should be no excuses not to trade in certain circumstances, because we've got longer term moves on with the roller coaster here. We've got xBrat algo giving us signals. We've got range breakout trades. There's lots of opportunities with our suite of indicators. We've got the bias depth heat map to give you that confirmation. So we give you signal, we give you confirmation, then we give you trade management with the manager. Everything is done behind the scenes, so the charts don't look too busy. What they do is give you different trading opportunities for different market conditions. Okay, so when we look at 6, I think it was euro US dollar, so 6E the other day, we were there was lots of different opportunities with bits, even with the breakout intelligent trading signals, with harmonics, with roller coaster, with range breakouts. There's just so many, okay, so many different types of signals that you could trade. So trading is a business, you need continual trading opportunities. And the way we've designed the indicators is to give you trading opportunities in different market conditions at different time frames, whether you're swing trading, day trading, or scalping. It's very, very important, if you're taking trading seriously, to understand that one strategy alone is not going to make you profitable, because when that strategy goes out of phase, if you like, when the market conditions don't suit that particular strategy, you're stuck, and you will keep trying to use that and you will keep losing. So the idea is with the xBrat trading indicators, there's 6 different trading indicators that give signals for different types of markets, different types of strategies. And then you've got that confirmation, you've got that management, you've got the complete toolbox, if you like, to give you some really, really good trading opportunities. So one thing that we have done, the manager is extremely important. I cannot stress that the manager is just very, very important. Okay, it keeps you in a trade. So this is gold on the range breakout, but it could be any strategy. The manager is keeping us in this trade. Every time we get a little pullback against the trade, a lot of traders panic. Okay, what we can see is with the dots above, this is higher than average volume. When we pull back, that's a gray candle on average volume. There's no dot or above or below. Okay, and then we get another up candle, which is gray, lower than average volume. Then we turn back round again. Then we start going sideways on average volume, lower than average volume. Then we get another push down, red candle, higher than average volume, comes down again. And right now we've had a pullback on lower than average volume. Okay, so we're good on this trade. We haven't panicked, and the manager will give you opportunities to consistently maximize those profits. A lot of people would have got out here, okay? If they were brave enough and didn't have the manager, they would have definitely got out here as going sideways, okay? So the thing is with the manager, and there is a training for that, I'm going to give you a link to watch that training. And if you watch that training, there's 25% off the manager as well, okay? So I'll give you that link in a little while. The main thing is identify these pivots. Once this pivot, there's just two ways to look at the pivots. We've got this here, which we started to move back against at this point. Then we've got this high pivot. So when the price action comes below this one here, okay, let's see if I can put an arrow on there somewhere. Where are we? Here. So when it comes below this point here, that's when we can start to adjust our trailing stop to this point. Let's just move that to red. Let's make that dashed. Okay. So at this moment in time, we've allowed it to move. We've allowed the manager to tell us not to panic. It's coming back down. It's come through this pivot. So now just above this pivot is our trailing stop. Remember, our entry is breaking this range breakout. So we're locking in a bit of profit. It motors down, we go sideways. Now we get pivots again to help us make a decision. We get this here. We've got this pivot here. Once we break this one and we come down below, this is our trailing stop position here. Okay, so what we're locking in there on gold, approximately $1,860 profit per one contract. Okay, what we're doing right now is not panicking. What we can do is identify this pivot. Okay, we've got another pivot in mind, but it's got to break here. Once this one breaks here, if it breaks here, I've not got a crystal ball, can't look right. Once it does, we've got another pivot at this point, and we can put our trailing stop here. Even when you are day trading futures or Forex or even crypto, the idea of the manager is to stop you panicking and maximize those profits. If you panic continually and keep getting those small wins, one big loss will wipe you out. Okay, so it's very, very important to have the manager. Okay, it's basically me sat on your shoulder telling you when to get out, when not to get out. So what will happen is I'm going to give you this link. I'm going to put it in the live on the social media. I'm going to put it in the chat in Zoom. Okay, go to this link, reserve your seat, put in your details. If you want to watch yesterday's broadcast, i.e. watch it straight away, you can do, or you can select a date here. Watch yesterday's broadcast, secure your seat. And what will happen is you will then be able to watch the training for the manager. This is 35 minutes and it will change your trading life. Okay. Not only that, there's a massive 25% discount as well. Okay. There's a discount code down at the bottom of that page. You can click there and you can watch the manager tutorial. Very, very important. 35 minutes will change your life. So there's the links. Please go ahead, check it out. This is just a prime example just today of why it's so important to have the manager on your side. Okay, really, really important that you understand that anybody can get in a trade. Anybody. The professionals know when to get out or when to stay in. The manager is designed and it does a lot of calculations with average volumes, volume per candle, and compares it to the previous candle. It looks at price action for the ribbon. There's different settings for a day trading, aggressive, conservative. There's lots that goes on behind the scenes, but basically visually some very, very simple rules. Watch that tutorial and you will understand how effective this manager is to maximize those profits. So before I move on, any questions on the manager? Okay, very, very, very key part of that puzzle when you're running your trading business. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Who we got in Zoom? Let's have a look. Bill, Edith, George. Hi, George. George Tobin, not seen you before. Mark Gill, Rick, he's part of our enterprise auto trading membership. Rusty just got back from Europe. Salvador. Okay, George. So have you got any of the indicators right now? And if not, what type of instruments do you trade, and what sort of time frames? Let's see what you trade, what sort of time frames you trade, and I'll be able to show you some examples. Because I could just waffle on and baffle you all, but it's actually good if I get some. You only trade stocks and options. That's a good thing. So do you trade options quite a long way out, or do you look for opportunities on smaller time frames during the day to get in, or during the beginning of the week sort of thing? Because I tell you now, yeah. All our indicators on NinjaTrader 8 as well, and you usually trade futures. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to look at George for stocks, okay? ETFs and SPYs exactly the same. And then Salvador, I'm going to go to NinjaTrader 8 and look at usually trade futures. So one of the best sort of indicators we got for trading stocks with options is the roller coaster. So this is Roku, okay, on the hourly time frame. And what the roller coaster does, again, I mentioned it earlier. It's the stochastic MACD cross on steroids. So when you get a stock like Roku that is pretty range bound, you know, we've had this double top, we've broken, it's come back down, you know, it's suffering. But over the last 10 weeks, it's range bound. But what's happening in that range? Are there some good potentials? Weekly and monthly options. Okay, we can look at that as well. But just to show you the Roku on the hourly time frame, fantastic on the roller coaster. I mean, some of these trades probably last a good day or so. The only problem is you don't have targets with those. But again, when you're looking at weekly or monthly options, so weekly options, really, you still want to be on that hourly or 2 hourly type of time frame. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an example here. If we go to the weekly, we can define this range that we're in right now, okay? Because that will allow you to pretty much identify some good sort of potential, if you like, potential prices for the shorts and potential prices for the longs. Okay, I would say that white line is pretty good. So then, if we just look at that on the daily time frame, we can see we have the range. Oh, hang on. Let me just make sure that goes on all the layout. Okay, so on the daily time frame, you can see now that we have a range on Roku. Okay, and we can see we've dipped into this range in April, and we've been going up and down in that range. Okay, and an hourly time frame is pretty good time frame really to look for those signals, because we've got some targets in mind. Okay, so when we look on the hourly time frame, what we say with a roller coaster is it's in the groove. Okay, it's really in the groove. Everyone, you know, most trades are winners, yeah, but more often than not, these shorts that come in are tipping all of this bottom line. Okay. So when you get a signal on the roller coaster, this signal was at $100.61. When you're looking at options, your target price is around $76-ish. Okay. It just doesn't happen once. It happens twice. It happens 3 times. Okay. It's very, very, very good. But also, when you're going longs, you can actually, you know, yes, you've got $111 in mind, but you can close that out if you wish. You can still, if you're going that short, you're still going to make money. Now, that's just one particular instance on one particular stock. If we go now to SPY, because I had that SPY on, you're probably George, do you use thinkorswim by any chance? Because you're an options trader. Yes, thought so. So yeah, roller coasters available on thinkorswim. And so this is SPY. Okay, I'm going to go here. So the thing is with SPY, we need, just going to go to 4 hour. Okay. Going to see if it's in the groove. Not really. Let's go to, we've got it. What you've got to do is look for what's in the groove on the roller coaster. Oh, 2 hour. Phenomenal. Okay. You can see I do a bit of work on SPY, but you can see here, xBrat algo is a great looking thing. So what I'm going to do, you can see the roller coaster here, long, short, short, long, short, long. They're all winners. All of these stitching, that's where the trailing stock goes. Okay, short is good there. You know, really, really good. But I'm just going to look at a different alternative now to the roller coaster, which is called the xBrat algo. So what I'm going to do is just get rid of the roller coaster for now. Okay, I'm going to apply. So the xBrat algo is a little bit more intuitive than the roller coaster, and that looks at 12 points of control and grades the trade. So a 6-star is like a 6-star hotel, the highest probability move, without a doubt. Okay. I don't know if you stayed in these 6-star hotels. You know, this is the creme de la creme. A little bit later, but you'll get in. 5-star, still pretty good. But what you will get is one of the things you have to do when you are looking at the xBrat algo is you have to frame your charts. And we do have a video that helps our traders frame charts. So it's these support and resistance zones that are really, really important. And we're on the 2-hour time frame now, but these support and resistance zones you see in gray, they've been drawn on the daily or the weekly. So for example, when we get a 5 and a 6-star buy here, we don't go long unless we want to get into this sort of position here. When we get a 5 and a 6-star short, we've got what's called fresh air down to these lows. Okay, there you go. Damien's put that in the chat for you. And we take the short. Okay, 5, 6-star long here, we've got fresh air up to there. We're going to go long. 5-star short here, get in early. Nice move down to there. This repeats itself so often, it's unbelievable. Okay, 6-star short here. Look at this. Boom, 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 boom. So xBrat algo is a fantastic, and Pedro also is on YouTube. Manager totally changed my trading. AMD is a great stock to trade with the xBrat. Okay, AMD. Let's have a look at AMD. What time frame do you use, Pedro? Oh, 2 hours, pretty good actually. Let's just go up and see what the 4-hour looks like, because I haven't put any support and resistance zones in here as well. So let's just go to the daily. Let's just bang a couple of support and resistance zones in there. Okay, so we're good there. Okay, so what I've done is picked out that pivot here, that cluster there, this pivot here, strong support and resistance zone. Okay, it's not rocket science. You know, institutional traders do this all the time. We've got another pivot here, and I can see it's dot to dot. Join up there, look, great support. We've got a little one a little higher, just here. So I'm just quickly framing AMD to give us some good support and resistance there. Just doing it on the daily very quickly. Now I'm going to go down to the 4 hour. Okay, I actually prefer this on the 2 hour. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, George, you know, you can use this on the daily time frame. You know, look, I mean, look at this 6-star buy down here on AMD. What a move. 6-star buy, what a move. So if you're not going shorts, the longs are extremely good as well. Even on the weekly, 3-year weekly, I can show you some stocks which will blow your mind, actually. Oh, what's on my... 5 years. Okay. I can't remember what stocks I'm on. Let me have a look. Yes, here we go. So Roku. Who got this big move in Roku? We did. Okay. 6-star buy on the weekly. Very, very simple. These are my support and resistance zones from a little while back. We want to get through this pivot, but then it goes. Okay. Really, really goes. It spots some tremendous trading opportunities. And again, you've got to look a long way out for this sort of move when it happens on the weekly time frame. So the xBrat algo, if you're looking at investing, is probably the better way to go, because we're looking for those big moves. Definitely those big moves. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to NinjaTrader. Okay. NinjaTrader. Okay, so you'll have to excuse me because NinjaTrader's all set up for my auto traders. Okay, but let's go to Salvador. What do you trade a lot of, Salvador, futures wise? And I'll let you know what time frame and what to use. So this is NinjaTrader 8, and I'm only on my live accounts are on VPSs with the auto traders right now. So if some spurious futures contractor won't be able to look at it. 15 minutes and 1 hour. Okay, so yes, we're range breakout on this one. Okay. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get another chart set up because new chart. Okay, so we're going to go for ES. I suppose, you know, that's a really sort of favorite if you like, but I'm going to go 4 minute here. Okay, just to show you something. Going to go back just 30 days. Let's click it. Okay. Okay. It'll take a little time to load up because I've got it automatically comes up with quite a few indicators. So again, that manager that you saw on the other version, this is what it looks like here. xBrat algo, this is what it looks like here. So indicators. It's still working. There we go. So I'll get rid of the harmonics for now. Just want to speed things up a little bit. The manager. Session ranges. I want New York Stock Exchange and London. And click apply there. Okay. So these will come up when I change from Heikin Ashi. So on the 4-minute time frame, we use 4 minutes for scalping on the Autotrader. Today is not a good day. Very big ranges. But this is what it looks like overnight with the xBrat algo. 5 and 6 star buy in, 4 and 6 star sell in, 5 6 star buy in, 5 6 star sell in, 6 star buy in. Okay, really lots of trading opportunities and that manager to help you manage that trade. Okay, now we go to the 15 minutes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of the xBrat. In fact, I'll just leave it on, but what we look for in the range breakout are specific times of the day. So the New York Gold Pit Open, for example, the London Stock Exchange Open, and the xBrat range breakout actually, and this is available on a lot of platforms as well, is it defines the range. So we use a 15-minute time frame on indexes, for example, and it defines the range. Yeah, and it also colors the range in which way you should be trading, green or red. If it colors it in yellow, it's neutral. Don't want to trade it. Okay. So then we look for a long breakout out of there, and we use the manager to manage the trade. The same with the London Stock Exchange Open here. New York. Today was not a day to trade the ranges because we had massive data coming out after the open. We had PMI and Jolt's job openings. So there was real big chance of a very whippy first hour to that session. So this strategy you would need to know not to trade when you get a whippy session like that. But also we can trade gold on there, we can trade oil, that sort of thing. And you know, we have some tremendous opportunities on the 15-minute with the xBrat algo. The xBrat algo works on a Heikin Ashi rather than normal candles. So if I just change them to a Heikin Ashi right now, I'm going to go to 15-minute again on the Heikin Ashi, go back 20 days, that'll do, click apply. Okay, you'll see the range breakout disappears because it doesn't work on Heikin Ashi. But the xBrat algo has been designed for Heikin Ashi. Okay, this is why we get these fantastic moves. Now, like what I did on thinkorswim with the stocks, you need to go up some time frames to define those support and resistance zones. So you're not shorting into support, you're not going long into resistance. But again, it's a very strong strategy no matter what time frame. Now, we also have a look at the roller coaster. If we go to the hourly time frame, I'd need more data for that. Let's go back 120 days, click apply. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to, on the indicators, I'm going to switch off these. I'm going to put the roller coaster on. Okay. Wow. Okay. So I would say the hourly time frame on ES, if you're prepared to roll some of these overnight, this massive move on ES was a big winner. Okay. Then the roller coaster came up a little bit, didn't send us in. Then we got a short. You see the red arrow, the green line, that's when to go. That's when we get the trading stop taken out. We got a loser here. I will admit, nothing is 100%. Got the red arrow, got the entry, took us out. Okay, probably break even with this previous trade. We come back down, we go up, we come back down on the roller coaster, little arrow down, green line, trading stop gets taken out, little profit. We come back up on the roller coaster, green arrow, green line, that's our entry, big trade, trading stop gets taken out. Okay, little loser there. This one didn't even get taken in. This one did. Trading stop at this point here. This one's in right now, going sideways. Okay. So roller coaster on the hourly Salvador for ES is phenomenal. Okay. Do you trade any other types of futures contracts other than ES? See what I can get for. We'll see our work. You look at the micros, okay, and then we'll have a look at. Okay, well, we actually use them both in conjunction with the enterprise membership because some days we get more trades from one than the other. But yes, we'll have a look at those in a little while. Micros. So let's go for MCL. Yes, the data will come out on here. To be honest, MCL really should be on a lower time frame. Yeah, 15 minutes, something like that. We can see here roller coaster, short, trading stop taken out, long, trading stop taken out, short, trading stop taken out here, long, loser, short, winner, long, winner. Okay. This is why we call it the roller coaster, because in some cases, the trades aren't big. Just like a roller coaster, there's no dip or rise. It's always the same. There's longs and there's short rides, there's longer rides. But the roller coaster is a very, very powerful indicator for that. So hopefully, Salvador, you've seen a selection there. You can always email Damien on damon@globaltradingsoftware.com to inquire any more. But what you've seen here really for NinjaTrader, you're really looking for the time frames you're using. You're looking at either the roller coaster and or the xBrat algo. The manager is phenomenal. Everybody needs a manager. I can't stress enough whether you're on a if I just bring up here, so if you are on stocks on the weekly time frame, if I just put the manager on here, okay, so remember we had a massive move up on Roku. Didn't panic on the first pullback. It stayed green, went up again, then we got out. Okay, so even if you're investing in stocks or ETFs, the manager will tell you when to stay in and when to get out. Very, very important. Okay, so auto traders, right? Let's bring over this account here. It's on a VPS. So with the enterprise membership, we run both, okay, because days like today, certain strategies will struggle. So we have different types. We have micros, we have 50K account, 100K account, 250K account. This week, we are running on the 250K account, YM medium on the range breakout, one contract. We are running an ES conservative on the xBrat algo. We're running CL, RTY, platinum, ES. So we run both. Okay. Now, today, trades were some good trades early on with the xBrat algo. So we had a CL trade. Short trade, short scalp, really great trade. When we look at the performance report there for CL on the xBrat algo for the last 60 days. So this is live now. See, today we're break even because we had that data come out. Some days that data goes in your favor and you make a crap ton of money. Other days, those other strategies take into control and we come out break even. So, and that's trading. The problem, the thing is, not the problem is, you need to understand that on a day like today, 20 odd bucks is pretty good. So this is the last 60 days on the oil scalping, $3,000 for one contract. We got a win rate of just under 70%. So the average profit per month, $1,500. So that's on one of those particular instrument strategies. So that's on the xBrat algo oil. Okay, we're running on this particular account, we're running a lot. We're running 4 different instruments on xBrat algo, and we're running 5 different instruments on the Range Breakout. So we're running oil on the Range Breakout as well. So let's go to oil on the Range Breakout. That had a little trade today, didn't make too much money, but because it was very twitchy, we go risk-free quite a lot there. But sometimes when it just dumps and goes, we get some really good winners. But it saved us today. We only made 100 or so bucks there. But when we look at the strategy performance for the Range Breakout, remember we were about $3,000 for 60 days profit on the xBrat algo. On the Range Breakout, we're about $3,500 again. This time, 82% win rate. Okay, we average $1,600 a month, slightly more. But they're different types of strategies on different times of the day, on different days of the week. Okay, so combining them both together, that's probably $7,000 profit between those two. Remember, we're running 9 in total at the moment this week. We had an ES trade today, which was a good winner. It hit the target. Again, it's a scalp. So when we optimize these, we look back at the times of day. If you can see these grayed out bits where my cursor is now, this is when it doesn't trade. Okay, it just does not trade during those times. Okay, but it was in our window. It reached our target and it made a few $100. Yeah. Okay. When we look at the strategy performance for this particular one, okay, so on ES, we've got a profit factor of 2.83. We've only got a percentage profitable of 57%. But the thing is with indexes, they're more volatile. We'll look at that overall net profit. It's good. Look at the max drawdown, $721. So again, you've got to have a decent account size. So when we back test these, Akhil, we look and we're rolling 60 days. So on every Saturday, I look at every single strategy and see if the behavior has changed. And I will give you a little insight to what I do. Okay, so I use a bit of software, okay, that's been specifically designed to help me out on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just delete that for a second. So I worked on CL recently, okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at MCL longs and shorts. So what I do first is I look at the trades for the last 60 days. Okay, so micro oil last week and oil went out of my parameters for the drawdown increased, the net profit decreased, the behavior changed. So what I do is then download those 60 days and I look at this. So I look at the weekday. So shorts are only good on Mondays and Wednesdays. Not only that, they're only good between 5 and 6, blah, 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 blah. So that gives me a start point for shorts. Then I will load up the longs. Okay, so weekdays for these, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, good for longs. The hours traded, great cluster of time here. Okay, so that gives me a start point to start optimizing. If I disable that, then final check. There's a lot more work involved than this, but this is the final check of the MCL combi. Okay, so weekdays, we're all green now. Hours of the day, slight loss there. Perhaps need to adjust because the data's changed since Friday. But this is where we are, and we're good and we're profitable. I have to do this every week just to make sure that we're not out of sync. So what I do is, if I bring up one of the spreadsheets that I use just to show you, I'm open and honest. The guys in the enterprise membership know this. So we go to the xBrat auto trades data. So when I look at oil, this is since the 1st of May, and we can see here what happened was I wasn't happy with this drawdown. So I made changes like I just showed you, a little bit more involved than that. So we started then to increase profit and decrease the drawdowns. We had a little blip this week, but left it, and then we started to see drawdowns increase. So end of last week, made the changes, and this is the changes on the 5th of July. This is what got us back to lower drawdowns and increased net profit on those auto traders. That's platinum, by the way. We froze it for a little while, and now it's working again. Okay. And then so on and so forth. So YM we're not running this week because last week it ran out. The behavior was wrong. So what I do this week is we're not running it. It's not on our list this week. I will see if that behavior change has continued. If it does, I re-optimize. Yes, because you can't go longer than 60 days back, and you need to roll that 60 days every week, Akil, because you've got to understand that behavior changes in markets. So even though it's an automated trader with a very, very complex algorithm, markets do change. So you need to understand the optimized times of the day, the days of the week. For example, when we look at platinum, on a range breakout that I'm trialing at the moment. Let me bring that over. So this particular strategy, I'm still trialing at the moment, just on sim. But when we look at the strategy here, when I optimize this, it only works certain hours of the day on a Thursday and Friday. Okay, when I was optimizing it, that's when we were sort of in the groove, if you like. So when we look at this will only trade Wednesdays between these hours and Thursdays between those hours. Sorry, it's Wednesday and Thursday. So it only trades 2 days a week, but then only trades on specific times of those days. But what that does is gives us the prime opportunities, and sometimes those times coincide a lot with New York gold pit opens, European gold pit opens, NFP data, that sort of thing. But it's very hard to do that without actually using some optimization tools, and that's what I use. So then when we look at the performance report for platinum on the breakout, it's 3,000 over 60 days, 24 trades, 66% win rate. Largest losing trade, only $104. So very, very small drawdown here. And the largest winning trade, $1,355. So that averages $1,500 a month. Drawdown, only $209. So this is a fantastic. I haven't put it live yet with the enterprise people because I just need to understand a little bit more about the behavior. Because one of the biggest things we do with range breakout is identify the maximum range of an opening range. So for example, Today was one of the days that we usually trade, but the range was bigger than what's acceptable for my optimization. So we go back and look at some of the trades that were good. We've got to go back quite a while, because remember, the ranges have to be smaller like this. If they're too big, there's the high probability that they're going to fail. So one of the things we look at when we're doing the range breakout is actually trying to identify the optimum maximum range for that particular instrument. So got to go back in time a little bit. That's a little winner. Okay, just see if we can find some more. Okay, that's just, I would say, an average trade. So you can see when we get a really, really small range like this, on that Wednesday or that Thursday, during that particular time of the day, it goes on and hits the target. So we get a very, very small range on the European Gold Pit Open, okay, for platinum. Very, very small range. Bounces, goes through, hits the target, takes the profit, okay? So with the enterprise membership, you get the xBrat algo and the range breakout auto trader, because there are different times of the day for different strategies. And the reason why I spent a lot of money developing both of these, and why you get that constant contact with me on WhatsApp, okay? We've got a WhatsApp group, and everybody joins, and you get all of the files, the reports that I do every week in a special Google Drive. Is because you need that constant contact, because markets change every week, and you need somebody with my experience, and I've got a lot of it, that understands behavior and is able to re-optimize. I mean, I can do those 10 strategies, for example, in 4 hours on a Saturday morning. I can go through them. Has the behavior changed? Yes, right. Does it need re-optimizing now, or do I just need to hang back, not run it next week, just run it on sim? Lots of questions go through my mind, re-optimize some. Others have stayed within parameters on behavior. We run them again next week. That sort of thing. So that's what the enterprise membership's all about. It's actually, being able to identify the right strategies for the right week. And you will see this week, compared to last week, we ran. So last week, sorry, the week before, we ran YM on the range breakout on aggressive, okay? Because that's 1 week a month where there wasn't a great deal of data that would adversely affect those particular trades. Last week, on the 250K account, we were on YM medium. This week, we're on YM medium, because of the massive amount of data that could affect those trades. Today was one of the days where we had about 5 trades and we ended up at break even. But that's a win in my book, because we've got the right selection of auto traders running. So even if we get a rough day, we're breaking even. So that's the enterprise membership. Okay, guys, so we just about run out on the hour, actually. Very, very good. Don't forget that link for the training on the manager. Very, very important to all traders, whether you're investing, trading, day trading, swing trading, scalping. The manager will keep you in the trade and maximize the profits. Okay, this is just a prime example on Roku. Let's have a look at Costco. Okay, we only just recently got out of Costco. Yeah, this is one of my longer term holds. Okay, all the way down 227.45 is the average holding position. Only just turned red. Okay, really, really good. Okay, Akil, yeah, we're there to help. It's constant contact, and we've got people trading funded accounts, challengers in there, and trading their own money, whether it's on micro accounts, big accounts, or even these funded accounts. So hopefully see you on the other side. Thank you, Edith. So again, manager is very important here. That kept you in from Costco from 227. You did not panic here. You did not panic here. You did not panic here. And you finally took your profit at $540. So Very, very, very important. So the Autotrader, just got a question actually in the Discord. The Autotrader only works on futures. Okay. Currency futures work. We run currency futures as well. But it does not work on stocks. Yeah. It will not work on stocks. Okay. Any questions before I go, guys? 7:30 p.m. here. Time for dinner. Thank you. Thank you, Rusty. Okay, guys. Thank you, George. Thank you, George. Right. So